Hello everyone, I'm Bharti Balu and I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in BPMN management at Oxford Brookes University. I am passionate about improving the way we implement BIM standards in construction projects. Under the guidance of Professor Henry Abanda, my research focuses on improving BIM standards comprehension and management for collaborative project delivery through process modeling. I have developed process maps that break down the complex ISO standards, making them accessible to everyone on a project team. This video will explain my work and demonstrate why it's important. I hope it will spark a conversation and lead to interviews with industry professionals, allowing me to refine my research further. Let's start by understanding how BIM standards, especially ISO 19650, are crafted and why they matter. The construction industry is undergoing a massive change. Technology and data are reshaping how we plan, build, and manage our infrastructure. BIM, which stands for Building Information Modeling, and CDEs, or Common Data Environments, are cornerstones of this digital transformation. While these tools are incredibly powerful, our industry still faces serious challenges like delays, budget overruns, and quality issues are all too common. A big part of this problem is how we handle information. Did you know that poor communication and outdated ways of handling information cost the construction industry 280 billion US dollar every single year? That's a figure cited by Autodesk in one of their report. So now the solution lies in standardization. Standardization is the key to solving these issues. When we adopt common data formats and processes, we create a project environment where information flows smoothly between different teams and stakeholders. Luckily, ISO 19650 standards have been developed and provides a step-by-step guide for managing building information. This ensures a smooth implementation process from the very beginning of a project all the way to its completion and its operation. While ISO 19650 standards offer immense benefits, they are often too dense, technical documents very hard to read, so this can lead to misinterpretation, inefficient workflows, and costly miscommunications within a project. My research aim is to bridge the gap between theory and practice in construction information management. We have powerful standards like ISO 19650, but sometimes the details can be challenging to translate into real world workflows on a project site. To address this, I have developed a series of process maps using a common notation called Business Process Model and Notation, BPMN version 2.0. So, what are these? These are process maps. They are essentially visual diagrams of workflows. They break down even complex processes into a series of easy to flow steps, making it clear who does what and when. All of my developed process maps can be found in this link. For easy access, I have provided the link in the description below. For my research, I have taken the set of ISO 19650 standards, both part 1 and 2, and transformed them into a detailed process maps. Let me demonstrate one of the process map for better understanding. This is the process map which I developed for information management process during delivery phase of assets. Let's quickly define some terms you will see in my process map because these roles are key to understand how information flows within a project. First one is appointing party. So they are the client or organization who wants the project to be built. And then we have lead appointed party. So they are the main teams hired directly by the appointing party, like the lead architect or the main contractor. They manage the other teams and coordinate with the client. And then we have the appointed parties. So these are the main specialists who support the lead appointed parties, like subcontractors and consultants. Let's break down how teams work on a project using ISO 19650. It's a bit like a pyramid. At the base, we have task teams. These are the specialists focusing on specific areas. Think of them like the structural engineers or the design team. In ISO term, we can say as appointed parties. Next, we have is the delivery team. This is the broader group made up of main contractors and all the supporting teams they bring in. This could be lead appointed party and his appointed parties. And then we have a big picture, the project team. This includes everyone involved from the client to the individual specialist. So from appointing party to a lead appointed party and the appointed parties. Now that we understand the parties and teams on a project, let's get into the process map. ISO 19650 breaks down the information management process into 8 clear stages, which I have represented here. And then the responsibilities are clearly divided among 4 main roles, which is appointing party, prospective lead appointed party, and lead appointed party, and appointing parties. So if you can see in this lane, so all these tasks mentioned under this lane has to be carried out by appointing party, and these has to be carried out by prospective lead appointed party. Similarly for these two. Now let's quickly go through each stages. First one is the assessment and need stage. Here the clients, the appointing party, figures out what they want to build and why, plus the project's deadlines and whatever the organizational goal, everything is established under this stage. Next, we have is the invitation to tender stage. Here, the client prepares the job details and invites team to bid on their project. Next, we have the tender response stage. Here, interested teams submit proposal showing how they would do the work. Next, we have is the appointment stage. Here, the client chooses the best team who becomes the lead appointed parties eventually. Next, we have is the mobilization stage. Here, the lead appointed party gets everything ready, people, technology, and processes. Next, we have is the collaborative production of information. Here, the teams create designs and plans. There will be regular checking and sharing of their work with each other. Next one is the information model delivery. Under this stage, the client regularly reviews and approve these plans. Next we have is the project closeout. The project is completed and all the accumulated information becomes a valuable resource for the building or assets future maintenance. Now the two main output of doing this information management process is PIM and AIM. PIM, which stands for Project Information Model. Think of PIM as the project's information blueprint. It has all the details needed to build the asset. Think 3D models, database, even the instruction manuals of how to assemble things. Next we have is the AIM, Asset Information Model. The AIM is the long-term record of the finished assets. So it's like a super detailed owner's manual with everything needed to maintain and operate the building or infrastructure after the project is complete. So the PIM supports the construction phase, and then some of its important parts get transferred to the AM for ongoing use. All right, let's see the first step of ISO 19650 process map, which is assessment and need. Hmm. So this is where the project gets started. The appointing party, typically the client, will be involved in developing all these tasks. First one is appoint information manager. So the client has to appoint an information manager early on. This person or team leads the whole information management effort, ensuring everything runs according to the plan. Next, we have here is the appointing party need to establish a PIR, so which is a project information requirement, if you see in this task, you can see a small plus here, which means this is a collapsed sub process. So you will find detailed process map for this particular task separately. Like for example, if you move on here, if you can see here, I have created it for PIR. So this defines what and all to be defined inside this particular task. And similarly, I have done it for appointing party EIR, OIR, and AIR. So mostly I have done the detailed process maps for the main documents or main processes involved in the entire information management. Uh, and I have developed for a pre-BAME execution plan, and then I have developed the detailed process map for a post-BAME execution plan, and I have separately done it for lead appointed parties exchange information requirement, and then I have developed the process maps for master information delivery plan, and finally even I did it for common data environment. So here I just made the workflow, how the information is controlled across the four states. So first one is work in progress. So this is the draft information being developed in the stage by a task team. And then in the shared container, the information approved for sharing with other appropriate task teams, that is for command or coordination. So everything happen in the shared state. And then we have is the published state. So here contractual information authorized by the appointing party, like the client for the specific use. So here in this case is the construction. And then we have is the archive container. Here it's is the journal of information providing an audit trail of information container development. So now we'll go back to ISO 19650 Part 2 process map. So once all these tasks has been carried out in the first stage, here you can see the two document collection. One I have is the D5.1 and another one is R5.1. So for these document collection, I have made a separate Excel sheet. This one. So this one is the documents to be generated. This list details all the documents that need to be generated during the assessment and need stage for each task. So it tells you exactly what documents will come out of each activity in this initial phase. Next, we have is the R5.1. These are the documents to be referred. So this list specifies the documents that teams should refer to while completing each task within the assessment and need stage. In other words, it acts like a reference list to help them find the background information they need to complete their task effectively. Likewise, for all these stages, I have developed this Excel document. This is for 5.1, 5.3, 5.4, and 5.5 as well. Now, moving back to the process map. Next stage is the invitation to tender stage. Here, the appointing party first have to establish exchange information requirement, which I explained in a detailed process separately. Uh, then then they have to assemble reference info and shared resources. Then they has to establish tender response requirement and evaluation criteria. So after all this task has been done, they will compile the invitation to tender information. And finally, the appointing party, once did with this, they will send the package to the prospective lead appointed party. And next stage is the tender response stage. In this stage, this is where the potential contractors or teams put their best foot forward to try to win the project. Uh, Here in this stage, the main task is creating the pre-appointment BIM execution plan. So this is their blueprint for how they will manage information using BIM, proving they understand the client's needs and have the skills to pull it off. So in defining this pre-BEP, they have to finalize all the subcontractors prior. They need to, all the task team has to go to the assessment for their capability and capacity. Once after they get selected, all the task teams names and list will be included in the pre-BEP. And once they established all these tasks, they will compile everything and then they will send it as a tender response package to the appointing party. Here, the appointing party will select the prospective lead appointed party. If the lead appointed party is not selected, the entire process is repeated. Next, we have is the appointment stage. This is where the client selects the winning team. They become the lead appointed party and get on to some serious planning. Key activity in this stage is creating a BIM execution plan. The lead appointed party will update their initial BIM execution plan. So this becomes the roadmap for how all the information for the project gets created and shared. Next, the team has to establish the delivery team's responsibility matrix. So this is like a chart, acts like a scorecard. It outlines exactly who is responsible for what type of information and when it's needed. Then the delivery team has to establish the lead appointed parties EIR. Then all the appointed parties they have to establish the task information delivery plan. So each team within the large group creates their own mini plan detailing their specific contribution and deadlines, and then they send it to the lead appointed party. So the lead appointed party rolls all the individual plans into one master schedule. This is the big picture timeline showing all the information milestone throughout the project. Then the appointment is made between the appointing party and the lead appointed party. Then the appointment is made between lead appointed party and all its appointed parties. Next stage is the mobilization stage. Uh, in the stage, the team will make sure they have got everything to start the information production. First, they will check for like right people. They have enough specialists on board and everyone is trained up for information production or not. And then they will check for the right technology, all the softwares and their shared workspace, the CD and CD are set up and tested. Then they will check all the uh, right process they have practiced their information sharing routines well or not. Even all the task team will be contributing to all these steps. Next stage, these two stages are very crucial for information production, which is collaborative production of information and information model delivery. These two stages mainly focus on information generation, like reviews and approvals and authorization. For example, once the task team generate information, they need to undertake a quality assurance check. If it is approved, they will review the generated information and approve it for sharing. If not, the approved information goes back to the information generation. Then the task team will send the approved information model to the lead appointed party for review. If it is rejected, the process is repeated. Once it is approved, the next stage, the appointed parties will submit the information model for authorization to the lead appointed party. So at this stage, all the information model will be in the published state in common data environment. Then the lead appointed party will review the model and authorize it for sharing. If it gets rejected, the entire process is repeated from the beginning. uh, then if it is approved, the appointed party will submit the generated information model to the appointing party for its approval. Now, appointing party will review and accept it. If not, the process is again repeated to the information generation, and that's the end of the milestone. Then we have the final stage is the project closeout. So at this stage, the whole project information model, which is like the published information, which has the project history and other metadata, is archived to enable the ongoing maintenance and operation of the asset. So now the final goal of all the information management is creating the asset information model, which is AIM. Not all the info gathered during the project ends up in the AIM. Only the important information which is need for operation and maintenance will be transferred. The rest gets archived for future reference. And then one more important step in this stage is the capturing of lesson learned. So the appointing party and then the lead appointed party should take look at what went well and what could be improved. So this helps to do better on their next project. So now we have covered the essential elements of ISO 19650 information management process. I hope this video and my detailed process maps provide a solid understanding of these standards, value in streaming construction information. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Next, my aim with this research is to make ISO 19650 even more accessible and effective for construction professionals. So the expert feedback is crucial for me to achieve that goal. That's why I have reached out to industry professional like you to review my process maps and offer your insights. If you are willing to participate in my research, it would be incredibly grateful. Please find the link to my process map and a short questionnaire in this video description below. Your feedback will be invaluable in improving my understanding of ISO 19650 implementation and how I can further develop these process maps for greater clarity and ease of use. Thank you for your time to watch this video. I hope this presentation provided a clear understanding of ISO 19650 processes within the construction project. Thank you.